Okay, welcome to episode 31 of Myriacast. Today we're talking about post-release Genshin Impact because Spoon and I have both been playing it. I would imagine quite a bit. I can't really say how many hours I put into it, to be honest. Probably close to 15, I think, total. Um, as for Spoon, how are you doing? And do you know how much you've actually played of Genshin so far? Could you guess?
Probably there were some days that I didn't play that much
Mm-hmm.
because of studying and
Sure.
baseball playoffs going on.
Sure.
But there were also days where I played like 5, 6 hours.
Okay, okay,
So
okay, okay.
I'd say 20 to 25 would be my guess. I
Okay.
don't.
Yeah, because I've been hitting
I'm
about.
I'm
Oh no, go ahead.
I'm AR 28, almost
Oh, okay.
29.
You're way
So
farther than me. You're way further than me. I'm still only like 22 or 23. I've only been playing like 2 hours a day. Maybe some days I'll play 3 hours or so. Um, but the whole purpose of this episode is to simply talk a bit about the release. There have been quite a few highlights from this release, and also just sort of give some early thoughts on our play so far and how we think things will go in the future, I imagine. So let me go ahead and move screens so I can just sort of show the quick news articles that have come out. This one's from IGN. Hopefully, this is going to work. There we go. Looks pretty good. Oh, I got to take away something real quick. Okay, so just to sort of talk through this, this came out, it looks like today. This morning it was updated. 17 million downloads on mobile alone. Okay, so this is important. Only mobile. This does not account for all those PC downloads and all those
PC.
PS4s
I mean,
downloads.
yeah. I'm
It,
not sure where the split is in terms of the numbers. I would guess in China, mobile's probably more popular, but here
yeah,
I would say PC is the majority with
yeah.
some on PS4
I
and
would
a little
say,
bit on
yeah.
mobile. Like,
I think PS4 and PC is going to be where it's at with here, but I would say mobile. I don't want to say in all cases, but mobile does have high download rates just because it's a little bit more accessible for the masses here, especially with this game. Because and we'll talk about this a bit too. This game for PC, the specs are not what I thought they would be when they released. This is not an easy game to stream for the we'll call it people on a budget or people who haven't upgraded in a while. But
yeah,
so's
I
okay.
tried to stream it on day one, and it like the stream was just crap. It just lagged to crap, and then the game would lag occasionally too.
Yep.
So I just can't stream. Like, I want to stream it because I really like the game, and I just want to play it and stream
Yeah.
playing it, but I can't because
Yep.
my computer can't handle streaming it.
Yeah.
So
It's just this game like they changed. We talked about how they changed the specs, and this game does require I would say a decent computer, obviously to run, probably a little bit above average, to be honest with you. So 50 million in revenue since launch. Okay,
it's been a week,
it's been a week. Yeah, 7 days, $50 million.
one 1 week.
1 week. That is absolutely insane. Obviously, we don't know how the trend's going to continue, but like you can just do the math per month. That would be 200 million, and then you just sort of multiply that number. That's like that's League of
You're
Legends
looking,
money.
yeah, you're looking
um,
at like billions in a year if you
yeah,
extrapolate it. So it is launch week, so it's
yeah,
inflated probably.
yeah.
So
Obviously, I understand. Yeah, of course, launch week is going to be the bigger week, but still, like that's incredible. And you can this game. We'll also talk about this later too. This game is going to be heavily monetized, and not just the gotcha game stuff. There's a lot of different things that are going to get monetized. I won't say a lot, but there's other things too. Like they have this battle pass system, which we'll talk about. But this is like a huge launch. I would say I don't know what their expectations really were, but this has got to be above, way far above what I think. they would have expected for a week. For a week, I don't know if you can really expect. Okay, we're going to get like 17 million downloads for mobile, and we're going to get $50 billion in 7 days. Absolutely insane.
I want to say they had like I know they had like 10 million pre-registrations just for China, and they
Mm-hmm.
had like probably 5 million for. So I'd say they have 15 to 20 million pre-registrations. So although I
Looks like, see here, 20 million pre-registrations prior to launch, of which more than 5 million were from outside of China. I just saw this here.
yeah. I also I mean it's funny because like people could keep and I do this too. We've all done it. Everyone keeps calling this like a JRPG, and technically it's not because it's made in
Yeah,
China. It has a JRPG like art style and all that, so you just call it that, but it's not a JRPG. It's like it's a Chinese
it's just an
RPG.
RPG. It's an
Like yeah,
RPG. We
open
can
world
just,
RPG.
yeah, it's RPG. So this is but this is big news. There's another article here. Biggest global launch of a Chinese game ever. Uh, this I mean this game is getting a lot of highlights here. I have to be honest, I'm a little surprised just because I thought this game would be popular, but like 50 million in a week, you don't for a game like this. I wasn't sure how much people would put money into this, but it's just like pretty
And I
insane.
I mean some people are just like off put by the art style. Like if you use this JRPG art style, there's gonna be a segment of the population who's just like, no, I won't play that because it's an anime game.
Right.
So I'm just never gonna try that because it's stupid.
Right.
Which is
That's
a very short. That's a very short-sighted point of view, but it
it's
happens.
also just
So
a general
you know,
preference thing. I mean, it's just like, look, it's just not my preference. It could just be I don't really prefer that kind of art style. That's a fair thing too to say. I think that is totally fair for someone. But still, this is a very big release, and so we're talking about it. So let's go ahead and there was one other thing. There are two other things I want to mention besides Genshin. We're going to talk about this quite a bit, so I'm going to just sort of gloss over the rest of this. There's two other things I want to mention, and then we'll just talk about Genshin for the rest of this thing. I want to get these two things out of here. So, just a very small note that we talked about Crash. It's been like plenty of Sony live shows recently. So it just came out this weekend, which is a lot of articles are coming out saying it's most certainly coming out also on next gen consoles. That wasn't something that was obviously like we just like confirmed knew okay this is coming out for next gen consoles. I mean we could have sort of guessed it, but it feels like there's a lot of different articles coming out that says okay we're gonna this game looks like it's gonna launch on next gen too, which would be great. And then there's one other thing I wanted to mention. It's a game. I'm actually gonna pull up Twitch here. It's called Phasmophobia. So it's this one here on this you can see on here. So this game Phasmophobia is it's it's a cross between Ghostbusters and an actual horror game because Ghostbusters is not a horror movie; it's a comedy movie.
yeah,
But the
it's a
concept
it's
of Ghostbusters is it's four people who the real concept of Ghostbusters, without going too much into detail, is actually about just like starting a business in a lot of ways. But these four people who are starting their business. They're trying to start this business because they've got no other they've got no other jobs or anything going for them. So they start this business and they just hunt ghosts. And it turns out while hunting ghosts, they end up saving the city. So their business takes off as a result. So there's a part of that in this, and there's also just this is a horror game. So this is a co-op game. You can play as a group of hunters, but you're using ghost hunting equipment, and it takes ghost hunting equipment from just various different uh, horror tropes and just all sorts of different places. You can just tell. But this is more of a horror thing than just like comedy like Ghostbusters. You do take this co-op group of up to four people, and you're called in, and you as a group or a business, your goal is not to catch the ghost. Your goal is to identify it and do some other objectives. And when you do that, and if everybody survives, you get money for that. So it is a business. You're trying to make money, and so you have various different types of equipment to go in and figure out what the ghost is. You've got like this basically it's a radio. You bring a radio, and some ghosts when this uses a mic. The microphone is open so you can talk it to the game in game, and the ghost will have a name, and you can talk to the ghost, and the ghost will actually get upset when you invoke its name. So the name is like very it could just be a normal name, it could just be like Mike James or something. And you can actually say like Mike James, show us a sign. Are you here? And one of these equipment's the radio. The ghost, if it's a certain type of ghost, will respond in the radio. He'll say like kill or something. Very fun game. It's like I think it is a horror game, but I don't find it to be particularly like really scary. I think it's just very fun. I was playing it with the full auto group who's been on Myriathon, and we're just like trying to figure out, okay, how do we optimally explore this house? You've got about 5 minutes before the ghost gets really angry and starts attacking you. So you got to figure out, okay, what equipment can I take in the first 5 minutes to discover what this ghost is, make as much money as I can out of it, and then go. And then you just get in the truck and go. You're not trying to catch it or kill it. You just gotta declare, write down what it is and go. Really fun game. It's in early access. It released a couple weeks ago. I think it's like it's got a VR, which is kind of interesting. One of the people was trying to play it in VR, so it's kind of interesting. I think this is a really good game. It's $13. This is a game that like we should play actually on Myriathon. It's supposed to be a horror game, but I don't think it's actually that scary. I think it's just more like it does have elements of like, okay, the ghost is hunting you, they're attacking you, but I wouldn't call it like, oh, it's so scary I can't go to sleep, right? Very fun game. I just want to talk about because this is a really popular game on Twitch right now. It's got like 145k viewers right now. This is like the big game right now with Among Us that people are playing. It's a great stream game. It's great to play with other people. Very fun. I would highly recommend it. That's the only reason I want to talk about it. It's just such a simple yet fun idea. It's just like let's make like an actual horrifying Ghostbusters concept. So anyway, thought I would just talk about that for a while. Any other stuff, Spoon, that you wanted to sort of mention or highlight before we jump back into Genshin real quick?
I think we should at least mention the Smash DLC announcement that was
Let me see if I can
announced
bring it
last
up here.
week. I didn't actually watch either presentation because I heard what the character was before I watched it, and I don't play Minecraft, and I don't care about Minecraft. I
Is
know
that
it's like
Steve?
one of, yeah, Steve from Minecraft.
Yeah, here it is.
And I know Minecraft is one of the most popular games out there.
Just gonna bring up
But
this video.
I just yeah, I don't play Minecraft, and I don't care about it. But either way, this was a huge announcement for Nintendo. I think this is gonna, as opposed to the first DLC character, Min Min, which was kind of just a Nintendo thing. I think this character will probably sell a decent amount of Fighters Pass 2
Yep.
for Nintendo for the DLC. So yeah, I mean, Smash continues to get more DLC. This was a character that some people were, actually probably a lot of people were asking for, and I know I'd heard it predicted by some people here and there who said they think this character would get in. So yeah, I mean, again, I haven't played Smash in quite a while, and I don't really play Smash. I mean, if they put Sora in the game, I might go back and play Smash again, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Obviously, like a lot of people play Minecraft, so this kind of makes sense. I mean, Minecraft is now on Nintendo consoles, right? Another instance of Microsoft playing nice, by the way. This is Microsoft owns Minecraft, so this is another example of them kind of wanting to play nice with Nintendo. I'm sure that obviously Nintendo had to have a conversation about this with them, so it's yeah. I mean, it's again. I don't really play Smash anymore, but so I can't, and I'm not really a Minecraft person, so I'm not super excited by this, but it's it's such like a tough thing because this is there's obviously going to be a lot of people who want it, who were excited about this, who are interested in having this Minecraft character and some Minecraft maps obviously coming with it. But yeah, for me, this isn't exciting. This isn't exciting
Yeah,
at all.
no, same. But I don't play Minecraft. I've never played Minecraft. I know what it is, but it's it's a sandbox game, and that's not my cup of tea, which I
Right.
think I've talked about before. So, um, Blue's saying that Sakurai didn't really want to, but basically Nintendo forced him to do it.
Yeah, I just asked
And I think
him.
he said that in the presentation that he didn't really want this character in.
Okay,
But
why would he say
um,
it in the presentation? Don't say that in the presentation, though. Like, why would you say that in the presentation? It's like, yeah, I didn't want this character, but you know, I was told to put it in, so it's here. It's like, okay, but but you shouldn't say that. You should probably just keep that to
yeah,
yourself. Uh, oh my goodness, yeah, I don't know. That doesn't necessarily uh give me any comfort that it's like, oh yeah, I don't want to put this in, but they told me, so it's like okay, but don't say it.
yeah.
Anyway,
I mean,
such a
so
such a weird thing.
yeah, that's that. I mean, Smash Bros. And Minecraft.
Smash
Um,
Minecraft. Yep. I mean,
one more thing.
it's good. It's good actually. I think ultimately it's good.
One more thing that I want to mention real quick.
Yeah, sure.
It's not gaming related at all, but
Go for it.
it is important for us Americans. Our election is coming up in about a month, and we talked about it a while ago. But I just urge everyone to go register to vote. I know for some states the deadline is today, actually, so you may be a little too late if you're listening to this after the fact,
Mm-hmm.
or even today. Um, but yeah, go register to vote. Have your voice heard. And as much as our president is saying that mail-in ballots are a fraud, that's false. They're not. Mail-in ballots are completely safe, and many people vote by mail. And it's very hard to defraud the system through mail-in ballots. Um, so yeah, vote by mail, vote in person, do what you want to do, but go out there and vote. Have your voice heard in whatever way you can. It's been a tough year, and yeah, we'd like to see maybe a positive end to it.
Yeah.
So
There's. Yeah.
yep,
I agree 100%. Just you are. It is one of those things that you are of age, if you are of age or able, and you really want things to shift in a way that you want them to. Honestly, I don't care what side you root for. Just that's the way one way to do it. You're allowed to do it that way, and it's one way to get your voice heard, even if you may not think it's gonna be loud enough to matter. Do it. You should still do it. It's it matters. It really does matter in the grand scheme of things. It's important. So please go do it because I know there are people
also,
who just like abstain because they think it doesn't matter. Just
or that
that's not
they
true.
just hate both candidates, which
Yeah.
is a
If you hate
reasonable
both candidates, just put in something. Put in Mickey Mouse, okay? Honestly, if you don't like either candidate, just the process is important. It really is important.
yeah. And the other thing is, along with that, don't go to the polls and intimidate people into not voting and stuff like that. Again, even though our president is pretty much telling his supporters to go do that, because it's actually illegal. So,
Yep, there are
Don't do
actually
it.
already people that do that. There are observers. There are people who volunteer their time and they observe to make sure that those things don't happen. Uh, we don't need random people like who aren't volunteering their time to do that to just like start walking around the polling place. Don't do that. That's it's just like I don't care if it even if it wasn't legal. Like it's just like why are you doing that? It's not okay. We have people who actually volunteer their time or go through a system to be a part of that, to be observers of those voting polls and places.
Yep.
God, there was something
So yeah.
else. There was other thing there was something I wanted to rant about, but it's probably not appropriate time for it. But there was something I was going to rant about. There was some other stuff like involving some other things, but I'll save it for another time. I think this is not the best time. I'll save it for like a Myriacast plays or something. I'll rant about it because I was watching something today and it just bothered me.
Can you give me a hint as to
Oh
what?
yeah, I can. It's regarding again the the mask stuff.
Oh,
My biggest frustration was the people invoke Jesus to not wear a mask. That was what I was going to rant about. I was like, okay,
yeah. I mean,
come on, please,
wrong.
yeah, please don't invoke Jesus to not wear a mask. It's just like
There is nothing in the Bible that tells you not to wear a mask when
it's
there's
just
a
like
global pandemic. I can assure
I
you.
don't know why I was just like watching some stuff about it. It's like yeah, it's Jesus. I was like okay, he's probably not appreciating it. He's like okay, guys, come on, don't invoke me for that. Don't put that on me. Um, oh my god, it was just silly. I'll probably there's some other stuff too. I'll probably have to talk about it on Wednesday or Thursday when we do the plays. But let's sort of segue
Yep.
back into the Genshin stuff with more of the just
Yep.
conversation surrounding that. I have some early thoughts on Genshin that I really want to share.
Go for it.
It's very specific to how I feel about this game as a whole, and then we'll obviously talk out details as we discuss it. This game is on its face very good. It really is. It's a well-made game. I haven't run into a lot of bugs, which I'm very shocked at. Really, I'm shocked.
Yeah, same. The
I
game's
thought there would
never
be more
crashed. The
bugs.
game's never crashed for me.
Yep.
Um, I almost clipped through the world today, actually, which
Okay.
was funny, but it didn't
But it
happen.
didn't happen. I have yet to encounter a serious bug. Even minor bugs, I haven't found many of. Okay, that's really shocking,
There's
especially
a
with
lot of
open world
like
games.
there's a lot of text and voice bugs, like
Yes,
where
there is.
the voiceover doesn't match the text. Like that's the most like common bug that I've
It's
encountered. Where I'm like, yeah, that didn't match what the
yes,
text said, but okay.
such a minor thing in the grand scheme of things, right?
Yeah, no, but technically it's a bug, like
Sure,
because
sure, sure.
it's a,
Um, however, like combat works, all these different pieces we'll talk about. It on its face is a good game. This game is going to be it's also going to be cursed by its own gotcha system. This gotcha system will actually detract it from being great. And that's the reason why I want to say that is because I'm actually going to talk about you and your brother. You have pulled three 5 stars, correct?
one weapon and two
Okay.
characters.
Has he pulled any 5 stars yet?
No, actually, and I wanted to talk about this
Oh, did he pull one?
during the cast. No, he didn't. Ghost, my brother, has done close to 10 pulls, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there. We
Yeah.
stopped counting
Yeah,
at,
sure.
at some point. He has gotten a minimum pull every single time. One 4-star
Right.
and the rest 3-star weapons.
Yep.
Every single time. He has yet to get better than a minimum pull in 10
Yep.
pulls. And like honestly, the odds of that are really low
Yep.
because of getting a 4-star is like 5% or something
Yes,
like that.
correct.
So theoretically 1 in 20. So one every 2 or 3 10 pulls, you should get like a double 4-star because you're
Mm-hmm.
guaranteed one 4-star when you do a 10 pull.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, his luck has been just awful, and it's actually like ruining the game for him. He's like,
Exactly.
yeah, he's like, I really like this game. I really want to like it. I really want to play it. But the gotcha, like yesterday, he logged in. He was close to doing a 10 pull, and he did his dailies. He got enough primo gems to do a 10 pull. He did a 10 pull, got another minimum pull, and just rage quit the game because he's like, yep.
And this is the problem with it.
I'm just done with it. I'm done with this garbage, like these garbage pulls. I mean,
This,
he went back later and played later after he cooled off, but
but
you know,
but this is a fundamental issue with the game. This is a great game for those who have the dice roll in their favor. This is a
or the money or the stream support to for people to
right.
just give them polls when
Right. I
they're
mean, if you're a streamer, I don't count streamers. Streamers are essentially that's a business expense. I ignore that. I'm talking about the people like your brother or anybody else who plays this game, maybe doesn't have the resources or just doesn't want to. I'm okay with somebody not wanting to put the resource into this. Even the game is free. You don't have to pay money into it. That's your choice. It's the same way. Look, if you want to put hundreds of dollars in this and you're not a streamer, I certainly hope you have the money for that. Go for it. I think it's this is a good game for those of us. Myself, I've probably done like, I don't want to say I've done 10, but maybe 7 to 8 pulls. I can't remember the exact number. I haven't kept good track of it. But I feel like I've been fortunate. Like Barbara, the healer I've gotten 3 constellations for her already. Like I've pulled so many duplicates of her, and I don't mind that because I'm like, okay, I can keep making her an even stronger character because I'm getting these dupes. I don't care about that. I've gotten 1 5-star, which I'm happy about. I think the 5 stars like are obviously really strong and they're fun. The 5-star that I got, I really enjoy her. But the fundamental issue is this game is going to be a 9 out of 10 for some people, or whatever 10 out of 10. It's also going to be a 6 out of 10 for others, and it's not because the game's quality. It's because they're opening boxes and getting garbage. I'll just say garbage. I'm just going to say it. They're getting garbage, and
yeah,
these the 4-star characters. There are some that are good, but there are also plenty of them that are just like mediocre to bad. Amber is the first one you get, and she's bad. For everybody who's put like a list together, she is bad.
yeah,
But
she's like the worst character in
she's
the game
just
by like
bad.
tier list.
I love using her because I do like her for puzzles. I think for puzzles she's great. For everything else besides combat, she's fine. But once you put her into combat, it's like significant difference between her and the other pyros. But this game is actually going to be. It's just like it's going to be great for streamers. It's going to be great for YouTubers. It's great for people who are like, oh well, it's a business expense, so I'm just going to drop $1,000. It's like the FIFA streamers who play FIFA and they love it because they get to put $1,000 in. Maybe because they obviously the big. I'm only talking about the big ones, but they put $1,000 in it. It's great. It's like, oh yeah, I love FIFA. It's great. It's like, well, yeah, because it's a business expense for you, and you're getting all the best stuff because you're shelling all your money for it. Even though those people also are the ones that complain the most, which I find hilarious. Like, okay, but you complain, but you also give them thousands of dollars. Like
I
so
swear
no, go ahead.
the streamer luck for this game has been insane. Like every every streamer I've turned into, even when they were early on in the game, has at least one 5-star. I feel like most of them pulled a 5-star on like their first pull or like
Yeah,
their first couple of pulls. I was like, what is this streamer luck? This is
yeah.
ridiculous. Like, and I'm not trying to complain because I've had good luck. I've pulled 3 5-stars.
You've
Two
had
two of them being
fantastic
characters.
luck.
I've
You've
had
had
great luck.
fantastic luck.
I've had a couple of minimum pulls, a couple of pulls I wasn't happy with early on, but then I think the pull where I got Jean, it had Jean in it, and it had two Xiangling clones, like two
That's
dupes
all.
for
That's
Xiangling.
like, and she's a
That was
really
an
good character.
incredible pull. It was an incredible
Very
pull.
crazy pull.
Like
Yeah, and that's its downfall. Is there's a reason why these gotcha games and loot boxes like they're exciting because opening a card pack is really exciting. It really is. It's there are a lot of people that will actually just like give to streamers to just see them pull packs and things like that. Let me just sort of catch up really quickly with Blue, but in regards to like people, I never am okay. I'm never okay with people selling accounts.
I mean, it's
I
against TOS. If
it's
they
against TOS,
if they find out that you did it, or if they discover that an account was sold to you,
right?
if somehow their cheating system or whatever they do to detect that detects that that account was traded, you're gonna lose that account. It's gonna get banned, and you're
Yeah,
just gonna be out $100 or however much you
yeah,
paid for it. So I would just say be careful with that. I mean, if you want to buy an account, go ahead and buy an account, but don't complain if it gets banned because they're not okay with people selling
yeah,
accounts.
and like streamers pulling. Anytime you watch a streamer for a game that has loot boxes, a la gotcha games, sports games, things like that, you can't you kind of just have to ignore it because they're able to shell out so much cash and
Yeah.
recoup it immediately. It's just like
Well,
it is what
and
it is.
the bigger streamers, especially that have a large, pretty large viewer base, as you said, people will just come in, donate $50, and hey, do two 10 pulls. Here's $50, do two 10 pulls, and
Right.
they get free pulls because their viewers just donate X amount of money and say, okay, here's $100 for four
Which
10 pulls.
which
Okay,
by the
thanks,
way,
dude. Like,
I don't get that philosophy either
yeah,
from the
I don't
donator.
either.
Just
Why
boot
don't
up the
you?
game yourself and do it. Well,
Yeah,
maybe it's just
dude.
like you want the excitement to be a group excitement, okay? But it's just
Or
like
you want to see the streamers. It's a reaction thing. You want to see the reaction if they get something really good. I don't
I
know.
guess, but it's
Like,
just like it's kind of weird. It's a very strange thought process, but the thought process I guess would be like, okay, here's $5 dance. Like okay, I could do it myself and just look at myself in the mirror, I guess, but there's a different appeal when somebody else is doing it. Um, depending on the circumstances, who knows? But it's just yeah. So I just want to point out that this game is going to be great for folks that have had the dice rolled well. I feel like I've had a pretty good draw. Really, I love the characters that I have, even if they're not great. But yeah, you could. That's actually good. It's like yeah, it's just like I could dive into my own pillow, but watching somebody else do it could just be funnier. Um,
except you paid charity to do it, not
yeah,
me. But
but the concept is just like okay,
that's the
you
same
want to see
thing.
somebody else do it. But for your brother, this game is it has so many positive qualities, but the game itself has a fundamental flaw in that the gotcha game system will turn certain people off, and it's the people that are free to play because I've seen free to play folks in this game hit big paywalls, which is too bad because obviously you never want to see something like that. And also, if they just have bad luck, the dice just don't roll in their favor. That's not fun. That's just like the worst
Yeah,
feeling ever. Like, would you want to go to a casino and lose all the time? No. I mean, it's not like you're losing in this case, but it feels like a loss when you pull minimum pulls all the time. In a
the,
certain
the
way, it feels like a loss.
the problem
So,
with the big problem with the gotcha in this game for me is that 90% of the stuff you get is absolutely worthless.
oh, it's
Like
terrible.
the 3-star weapons that you get out of the pulls literally do nothing for. Oh, well, okay, they're DE materials for
Yeah, the
upgrading your
materials.
weapons, I
That's it.
guess. Um,
That's it.
and yeah, Ghost, his the game is playable for him. He can get through the content. It's not like he's paywalled, but
Right.
he doesn't kill stuff as fast as I do because I have Gene and Diluc and I
Because you
just
have better.
mow crap down
You just
with
have better
Gene and
characters.
Diluc.
Right. You just have
Like,
better characters, and that's just like it's that's this game could be really great, but I'm starting to. I love the game. I really do love it for its qualities. I love exploring. I really do. I love doing the side quests. I have barely progressed the story at all. I just love exploring. Like I think it's fun. I've beaten some of the world bosses. They're pretty good actually. The world bosses are pretty solid. I won't say they're bad, but I'm not going to say they're great. Um, I think this is a very good game, but it's got some cracks in the shell, and that's for
and it's
me.
pretty much all has to do with the gotcha,
And
like
that's like
everything around the gotcha system.
and that frustrates me because I'm like, wow, this game could be just unbelievable, but this gotcha system is here, and it's just like people are going to overlook it because there are certain qualities in this game that are just gonna it won't matter for some people. I mean, there's going to be
Well,
people who
and
are just going to pay for it, and that's okay,
yeah,
and
and,
it's going to
or the
make up
people
for
that
it.
just get like decent luck or good luck,
Mm,
like I have, not outstanding luck, but pretty good. and they're just like, oh yeah, the gacha's not bad. Like, yeah, you can play the game, and I keep, I've heard people say before the game came out that, oh yeah, you can just play the game with the base 4 characters that you start with and then get through it. And yeah, I
It's
mean
not.
you can, but oof, like
It's rough. These characters need to be buffed. I'm gonna be honest. They need to buff Amber.
yeah,
She's
Amber,
absolutely garbage. Um,
Amber, Kaya, and Lisa.
your main character is actually bad. It's hysterical. She's
I don't
bad.
know if they're, I don't know if she's bad.
She's bad.
The ult is bad. The ult is bad for sure. The basic ability I actually think is good.
It
The
can be.
wind
Yeah,
squirrel,
sure,
the
it
wind
can
swirl
be.
thing.
But you've got Jean, Diluc, and you've got probably two other decent ones. Like if you've got Fish, I've got Fischl, the
Yeah,
archer.
I have. Yeah,
I mean, it's just
my,
like
my team right now is Jean, Diluc, Fischl, and Sucrose. I could put Xiangling in instead of Sucrose. Like,
but
and I
would
have Barbara too, but Jean's like
Jean's a win
the
too,
thing.
right? Right? She's the win type too, right?
Jean is wind, but she's a healer, but she actually does damage, unlike Barbara.
Yep.
So lol,
Yep.
like.
It's like why would you ever use the main character? Why would you ever use the main character with Jean? You have
Oh yeah,
Jean
I
now.
don't, I
Don't you
don't,
don't need it
I
anymore.
don't, I don't use the main
The
character.
MC needs a buff. Like they actually need to buff some of these characters, and it really does matter. I know like for other gotchas it probably doesn't matter as much, but for this game it matters. Like you have a very limited pool of characters, and like your main character not being good in this game is actually very frustrating to me. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep using this character, but I feel bad using it. I would rather use Fischl every time. She's just 10 times better than the main character in various different areas, and like that's what frustrates me is I want this main character to actually be usable for more than just the prologue. I'm still on chapter 1 and I'm like questioning my use of this main character.
Yeah,
She's pretty bad.
I dumped the main character long ago.
Be-
Before
yes.
I got Jean like pretty recently. Like I yeah, the main character just isn't good. I think I dumped the main character as soon as I got
Right.
Sucrose, who's a
Right.
wind caster.
She your MC here needs a buff. It needs to happen. I'm sure they won't do it, but he or she, whoever you choose, they need a buff. I don't know what it is. The other thing too, I don't know. It's driving me nuts. Your MC's attack speed is it's slow. Why is it so slow? You're using
Yeah,
a basic
a
longsword.
one-handed sword.
I
Yeah.
can understand like Noelle. I can understand Razor. The two-handed types being slow. Fine. Why is your MC's attack speed slower than theirs sometimes? It's like, what is happening here? I'm using the 5-star, and I hopefully I don't butcher the pronunciation. Uh, Keching. I'm just gonna hope that's it.
I think that's it, but I don't know for
She's
sure.
she basically looks like a fencer. Oh my gosh, she's fast. It's like I use her and then the MC. I'm like, why is your speed so different? Holy moly! And she's meant to be fast, but it's like I'm playing as the fastest wide receiver in the league, and then they give me a lineman. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is a stark difference. Oh my goodness. So this MC needs to be buffed. Amber needs to be buffed. It's like kind of hysterical how bad she is in combat. And
I mean, I feel like they just need to change her. Her basic ability is terrible.
oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
that doll thing that she drops. That
It's
thing
horrible.
sucks. Like
It's horrible.
I think they actually just need to rework her. I think they need to change her kit. Like I think they need to change that basic ability. Her ult's fine, I guess. It
Her
doesn't
ult's
do
okay.
very much damage,
Okay.
but it's okay.
It's okay. It's an
Um,
AOE. It's fine.
it could do more damage, but other than that, I think it's fine.
Yeah, and I don't know if
Uh,
they'll ever fix it, but yeah. Anyway, that was just my sort of umbrella, like overarching thoughts on the game.
Yeah, no, the gacha is gonna ruin the game for some people, and it's getting there for Ghost. He's like AR 22, 23, I think, around
Mhm.
where you
Probably where
are,
I am. Yeah.
Auto, and he literally considered, like, yesterday we were talking about it. He's like, yeah, I'm thinking about just like re-rolling,
You
like
should.
going to PC and starting a new
Why
account.
not?
He's like, I don't want to like play through all this stuff I already have. I'm like, yeah, maybe get to like AR7, do your first couple rolls and see if you get anything good. If you don't, maybe just dump it and go back.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like,
It's just excuse me. It's just funny. Um, so yeah,
And he's also the kind of, so what they want is for people who get terrible luck like Ghost to spend money and
of
be
course,
like, oh
obviously,
man, if I spend if I spend money, I'll I'll get something good eventually and just dump hundreds of dollars in until they finally get something good.
sure.
Ghost is the opposite basically, where he's like, yeah, when I have terrible luck, I just don't want to play the game anymore. So
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
fair. It's fair. I think that's fair because it's just like it's frustrating. Again, it's like I'm going to the casino and constantly losing. Some people are going to be like, "Oh, but if I just roll one more time." But
gambler's fallacy.
yeah, and Ghost isn't like that. Ghost is just like, "No, I'm
He's
good.
too
I
logical.
lost. Okay,
He's too
whatever.
logical.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. It's like, okay, I lost. I'm out. Okay, I don't
Ghost
want
is
to lose
not
more.
Ghost is not the market for gacha
No,
games.
he's not. Which is frustrating because like this game, in a lot of ways for me, I understand why they want the gotcha in here. I mean, the game's free, so put the gotcha system in to make a lot of money, which, it has. So it's working. But this game doesn't need a gotcha system in a lot of ways. But it has it. And for the bad luck folks, it's like,
It's rough.
yeah, it's like it is completely night and day for some folks. Like I'm having a great time just because I honestly don't care that much. But
I
if
mean,
you really want,
you did get a 5-star
yeah, I
character,
did, but I don't
so
even care. I don't even care about the other 4-star characters. I use Amber. I use
yeah,
her.
that's true.
You
Yeah,
think I care? I use Amber.
well,
If I cared, I would not use Amber. I'd be using Xianling, that's for sure. She's a far better pyro, and and it's just like, yeah, okay, yeah. I don't care about 5 stars. I got 5 stars. But my point is, like, I don't care about power levels. If I cared about that, my party would be just vastly different. So that's like for the people that really do care about that though, and they're getting bad luck. Uh, it's frustrating. I can just like understand. Okay, this is really frustrating. Why am I playing this? This is just bad. Um, so I think you admit Russell
it's not
got
good here.
two 5 stars. Where two characters
Hog-
or weapons or mixture character weapon. If it's two characters, that's fantastic. I don't know how good 5-star weapons are by comparisons, but characters, the 5-star characters are so much better than the 4-star characters. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's a little. I thought the balance was going to be a again, at least before the game came out.
Oh, Venti. Ooh, Venti's actually really good.
Venti is actually just busted
Venti is
garbage. But
disgusting. Oh my goodness, I want Venti's
um
a character I want. He's really good.
um what was I? What was it? Oh yeah. Before the game came out, I was under the impression that the balance was going to be pretty uniform across the board. Like you could pretty much use any. Oh man, I like this character. I want to use them, even though
Yeah,
they're
sure.
not like super great or they're not a 5-star or
Right.
whatever. Nah. Meta is 5-star. My team got so much better when I pulled Diluc, and then it got better again when I pulled Gene. It
Yeah,
was
no, it's
like,
true.
okay,
It's true. It's 100% true. Your ideal team is probably going to be 3 5 stars and a 4-star, and if you've got Jean, you're using Jean. She's a healer that does tons of damage. Who thought that was a good idea in the office? By the way, like, yeah, Jean. What is Jean gonna do? She's gonna be a healer, but she's gonna do the most damage. It's like, what? That's insane. That's an actually insane like character design. And like I've you lose Diluc use Diluc as a trial character, and he's so good. It's crazy.
hit
Venti's good. Oh my
hit.
goodness.
Yeah, Venti is busted. Diluc, his ult has. I swear it doesn't have a cooldown because I'll use it and then it'll be back.
Oh, and it's like
I
a
mean,
massive like phoenix
it has a
forward.
cool it has a cooldown time after that, so you can't just spam it. But in terms of like the energy charge thing, I'll use it, wipe a room with it, and then I'll just have it back
Yeah,
again.
no,
So as soon as the 15-20 second cooldown's back, I can just use it
it's
again. And like, all
so
right, dude,
stupid.
cool.
It's so stupid about the
Though,
one.
yeah, none of us have pulled Mona yet. What the
Nobody's pulled
heck,
Mona.
dude?
Nobody's pulled
I've
the
seen
the whip.
I've seen streamers who had Mona, but none of us have pulled Mona yet.
Uh, how do you check the rarity of characters? Actually, the background of the characters.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
background of the characters. It's purple, but it's 4-star. It's gold if it's a
gold for
5-star.
5. Yeah.
But there's only there's, like, 6 5-star characters in the game right now. There's Jean, Diluc, Venti, Mona, and Diluc. Diluc is 5-star. Venti is 4-star. But there's only 6 5-star characters in the game right now. There's Jean, Diluc, Venti, Mona, and Diluc. Kaching, Mona, and Chi-Chi. I think that's it. Those are the six
And
five-star
I guess your
characters.
MC counts, right?
Oh, MC, but
MC.
yeah, but you can't pull MC.
Your
So
MC's also
you
terrible.
know,
I'm saying it. I'm sorry. I'm not getting away from that. Yeah, but the 5 stars are really all the 5 stars. I have yet to see a 5 star that's just bad. I've all
yeah,
of them I've seen. None of them are bad. Um, but you've got some. There are some 4 stars that are very good, like really pushing 5 star level.
yeah. Xiangling and Fischl are
Xiangling and
both really
Fischl,
good,
they're really
actually.
good. They're very good. If you don't
And
have Diluc, Xiangling is a great alternative.
she Xiangling is good for one thing, and it's her abilities. Like she's not really a damage dealer by
Mm-hmm.
herself. I don't think you just drop her ability down and then swap to your character who
Yeah,
actually does
absolutely.
does damage.
Same with her alt, like the spinning thing. You can just use
Yeah,
it for her and just swap, right?
it's the same with Fischl. You just
Yeah,
drop her Raven thing and you just swap to someone who actually does
yeah. No, it's
damage. So
very
you get
sweet.
you get the
It's a very
they're
good
like they're
support.
they're they're like support characters.
Yeah, they're.
And Barbara's fine too. She doesn't do any damage. She's a great healer. She just doesn't do
Oh
any
god,
damage.
she's a
So
fantastic healer. I love her as a healer. I use her all the time. Great, really a great healer. No damage, obviously, which I'm fine with, but great healer. And oh my
but if
goodness.
you have Jean or Chi-Chi,
Oh yeah,
who
you're
are
not using
both
her,
like they're both healers who actually do damage,
which
so
is
you will
again,
never
it's
use
just like
Barbara
so
if you
stupid. It's like
have either of those
they're
characters.
healers. Don't have healers do tons of damage. This is not. That's not good balance. I understand it's a gotcha game. Not good balance though. Like, oh my gosh, you actually have to balance these characters in some way. I would hope.
Yeah. No, the balance is a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. Again, before the
Oh,
game
it's
came
so
out, I
bad.
had pretty much heard from content creators who had played the numerous betas that they had. They're like, yeah, you can just use whoever you want. Everybody's like pretty good. Everybody's usable. And I mean that's true. Pretty much everyone's usable, but your team is better if you're using five
Oh,
star
it's
characters.
10 times. It's so
That's
much
for
better.
sure.
It really is so
Uh,
much better. Um, but let's see. What's some other stuff that I think we should sort of talk about with this game? Oh, let's just like there. I just want to mention the other. So it's not just like the gotcha mechanics here, where you can buy more. I'm just calling them loot boxes. You can buy more loot boxes to
Pulls,
yeah,
but
pulls,
yeah,
sure, whatever. It's the same. It's really the same
yeah.
thing.
It's a loot box. Yeah, it's a loot
It's a
box.
card pack, okay? It's a card pack.
Yeah,
So you
card
can
pack loot box.
you can get more intertwined fate and just like, whatever to make wishes, and that's one way that they get you. There's also a 30-day like I'm just going to call it like a 30-day pass that you get for $5.
Subscription pass.
Yeah,
I don't.
subscription to me sounds like you re-up it.
Yeah,
This one only lasts
it's not
30
a
days.
recurring. It's not a
Yeah, it's not
recurring
recurring.
charge.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess you could call it. It's like a one-time payment to get 30 days of extra primo gems. You also get a it's a one-time thing at the start. You get the I forgot what that currency is called, but you get the
Genesis crystals.
Genesis crystals. You get Genesis crystals too, which are
That's the
valuable.
currency. That's the currency you can actually use money to buy is
Yep,
Genesis crystals, and
correct.
they go one for one to primo gems. So
Correct.
I'm not sure why they don't just let you buy primo gems. I don't quite understand that. Maybe there's some laws about you can't buy the in-game currency, so they just have something that
That would
transfers to it. I'm
probably
not
make
sure.
sense. That would probably it's
Um,
probably a law or something. They also have a battle pass, which yeah, I mean it works in a games like this. It's you can do there's a free battle pass for anybody. I think it's perfectly fine. There's also two different paid battle passes. They are very similar. There's a $10. You unlock the second level of battle pass rewards. So there's level 1, level 2. Obviously, level 2 rewards are better than level 1 rewards. There's also a
I better is an understatement, but we'll get to that.
yeah. So there's also like a $20 version of it where you get it's the same thing as the other one, the $10 one, but you also get to level 10 right away. They just skip you to level 10. So it's essentially okay, you pay 10 extra dollars. There's a little bit more to it, but you just like get bumped up a bunch of levels. There's a little bit more to it. This battle pass gives all types of rewards. Um it'll give things to level up your characters. It'll give you intertwined fate and the other fate. I forgot what it's called off the top of my head.
Well, only the paid one will give you intertwined fate.
Yeah. only the paid version. But my point is, you can actually get both the fates. If you get the
Yeah.
paid version, you
The
get
the
intertwined.
the top the non-paid one gives you the acquaint
Acquaint
fates,
fate.
which is
That's what it is.
the standard banner ones, and the intertwined fate is the premium banner
Yep.
one.
So all sorts of rewards. I think even weapons and like materials come from it. This battle pass is a good idea in theory because it gets you to play the game. It really gets people to want to log in every day. It makes sense for that to get people to log in every day and play this thing to try and get those very specific objectives. It works. It works really well. It's good for a long term strategy of getting people to play this as a live service. And I think it's ultimately like a good thing to say, okay, if I'm going to play today, maybe I'll only play for like 30 minutes. I'm just going to hammer out to do the daily quests and then the battle pass quests. It is a good, like, I'm okay with battle passes actually. In it Usually the implementation of it is exactly what this is. There's a free tier and a paid tier. Destiny 2 has the same thing as an example. You get this free tier and a paid tier. Usually, if you get the DLC in Destiny, you get the paid tier automatically. But my point is just like this is not the only game that's done this. I mean, Fortnite does it for
Yeah, no,
God's
yeah,
sake.
this is not a new idea. It's yeah, it's stock taken from, I don't know who did it first, but
Yeah,
whoever did it first, it's taken from that.
it's taken from that.
Uh,
Okay, your thoughts of the battle pass? You said something about the paid level being a little bit better, just a little bit
yeah,
better.
so just for those of you who haven't played that much so far, the battle pass unlocks at AR 20. So you have to get there before you actually unlock it. Um, the the paid level literally gives, and it costs $10 to subscribe to the battle pass for the first battle pass period, and I'm gonna assume you're gonna have to pay again when it
Correct.
resets.
Correct.
And there's like, I want to say there's like between 35 and 40 days left on it, and it's been a week.
Which is it's a pretty short season in my opinion.
So
But
it's like
keep going.
45 days, so a month and a half or so on a season for the battle pass.
Mm-hmm.
At least by this first one. There's 50 levels to the battle pass. It takes 1,000 battle pass experience to level up one time, and you can only get 10,000 experience a week maximum. Um,
Wow.
and yeah, so that's the basics. The paid tier is $10, as we said. Again, you can pay $20, but all I think you get for that is you start with 10 free levels,
Yeah.
which doesn't seem worth it to me at all.
No.
Because if you play enough, you can literally grind it out, and you're wasting $10. Um, but the paid level, the $10 one, gives you literally triple the rewards of the basic level.
It
Actually,
does.
I think it's quadruple because you get the base rewards and the paid rewards, and the paid reward tier itself is triple. So you actually get quadruple the rewards
It's
because
nuts.
you get both.
It's nuts.
Um, so and you can see this just by like gold. So like on the base rewards, I get 10,000 gold, and then on the paid one, I get 30,000 gold. So I'd get 40,000 for that level of the battle pass in gold. And the upper level, like once you get higher on the battle pass, you actually get a lot. Like in terms of gold, there's some where you're getting like 60,000 gold or something if you pay for it. It's crazy.
Yep.
Um, sorry, Mora. It's called Mora in this game, but it's
Yeah.
gold.
Excuse
Um,
me.
and with the every 10 levels on the base level, you get an acquaint fate, which is the, as we talked about, the base pulling current, like
Yeah,
gotcha
for
currency.
wishes. Yeah.
But if you do the paid one, you also get an intertwined fate, which is the premium banner currency,
Yep.
and then you get a, I think you get like talent books, or there's something else in there too. It looks like a
Yep.
little chest. It doesn't like show you exactly
Yep.
what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And if you get to a certain level, you also get to pick a free four-star weapon.
That's good.
Um, and yeah, I mean, again, there's nothing different about this. Again, again, I haven't really played any games that have battle passes, to be honest, but I know that this mechanic exists.
Yeah.
Um, I just I just hate the idea of it. It's like, because this is the battle pass is actually pay to win. It's just like, oh, do you not want to grind as much, or do you want to just get more materials by paying $10? Yeah, just pay us $10, and as long as you play every day and get your battle pass experience and get it up, you get you get all these extra things
Mm-hmm.
just for paying us $10. And value wise, don't buy Genesis crystals. That is a freaking ripoff.
Yeah,
Because a
don't do it.
pull costs like $20 or $25 if you buy Genesis crystals.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the $5 subscription pass, or it's called Blessing of the Welkin Moon,
Yep.
but you get 90 primo gems a day for 30 days, which comes out to 2,700, I think.
Correct.
And you also get 300 Genesis crystals up front. So if you just convert those to primo gems, you're getting 3,000 primo gems for $5. Which, if you were to pay actual money for 3,000 primo gems or 3,000 Genesis crystals in that case, it would be, I think it's close to $50.
Which is crazy. It's just like,
And obviously, it's over time. You don't get it up front. It's once a day. You have to
yeah,
log in
sure.
every day to get it. So okay, but so that thing, value wise, if you're gonna pay money to this game, get that. Buy the $5, and if I guess if you're planning on playing the game for an extended period of time, buy that thing. The
Sure.
other thing that I think is worth it, but I probably won't buy it just because I hate the business model of it, is the battle pass. Because the battle pass, you actually just get a ton of rewards for buying.
Sure. I have a confession to make.
You bought the
I
battle
may
pass,
have
dude.
bought the battle pass.
Yeah,
So,
I've thought of.
because I looked
I
at it, I was
have.
like, oh my god.
I did think about it. I was
Oh my
like, man,
gosh.
I want to buy the battle pass, but I just hate this business model so much. I did buy the $5
Yeah.
thingy.
The yeah, so for Destiny 2 has a battle pass, okay? I think Destiny 2's version of it is less egregious, but you obviously do get you do get value. You do get value from it. And I think with battle passes, again, I'm generally more okay with it because you do get stuff even on the free level. It's not like you don't get anything. I know that obviously the battle pass tier is just like, in this case, way better. And
4x.
if you're like, if you're gonna go for just general value and say, okay, I'm not gonna go open loot boxes, but this battle pass, like, if I pay $10, I know what value I'm getting from it. I know exactly how much value I'm getting from it with a loot box, or in this case, their Genesis crystals to open up and get 10 pull your wish.
The wishes.
You know, yeah, your 10 wishes. You don't really know how much value that $20 is going to be. At least with
No.
this battle pass, I know exactly what this $10 gets me, and
Yeah,
so I'm more okay with it.
You could be Ghost and pay hundreds of dollars and get absolutely nothing. He didn't
Correct.
pay hundreds of dollars, but in terms of the number of pulls he's done and getting minimum pull every time, it would have been hundreds of dollars in
Correct.
pulls. Like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably would have been like a couple $100
Yeah.
to do
Which,
like 10
but
pulls.
and with the battle pass, you get this, like, you can visually see what the value you're getting is. I think it's just I think I accept it more as a model. I understand, like, okay, it's a lot. It's like triple the rewards, so it can be, on the face, like, okay, I get what you're trying to do. It's I see the practice you're trying to make, but at least I know what I'm getting, and it's better for me than I'm just gonna say it, like, gambling on the wishes. Like, I'm not gonna gamble on that, but battle pass, I know what I'm getting, so sure, why not? And if it's 30 to 40 days, okay, sure. For seasons, for Destiny, the seasons are a little bit different. They're longer, but for this, if it's gonna be, like, let's say 45 days every season, so basically you get a month and a half's worth of battle pass, so you get $10. That's definitely gonna add up. Obviously, you're going to see a lot of money if you keep re-upping it. So that's something to think about for people who are interested in that.
Yeah, you're gonna be paying like close to $100 a year for that.
I'm trying to think about that. It's essentially because it's like 9 months. Yeah, it's like $90, I think, off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of it. $90.
Yeah,
Still, that's a lot. You're contributing a lot to that. So I can understand somebody not wanting to do it, and that can be frustrating. if but and but at least I know the value I'm getting. That's something that I can say is not as scummy as like card packs can be.
Yep.
It's like, okay, I'm
And
just like rolling the dice. Like I have no idea how much
Russell
value I'm gonna get.
Russell making a comment in the chat that there's a pity timer. Yes, there is a pity for not for 4-star. For 4 stars, if you do a 10 pull, you're just guaranteed to get a 4-star every time. It's not necessarily a character, but you're guaranteed to get a 4-star something if you do a 10 pull. So there's no pity for 4 stars.
Hmm.
The 5-star pity is 90 pulls, so 9 10 pulls will give you a guaranteed 5-star. Off the normal banner, you are guaranteed to get a 5-star, not necessarily a character, either a character or a weapon. And there's more weapons on there than characters, so I think it's probably like maybe 70-30 or 60-40 to weapons.
Okay.
Um, assuming that I'm pretty sure on the standard banner, every 5-star is like equal chance amongst the 5-star chance. So, um, and on the premium banner, the Venti banner, it's currently the Venti banner. If you pull a 5-star on the Venti banner, it's a 50% chance of being Venti and a 50% chance of being literally anything else.
Yeah.
So the pity, if you don't have a 5-star up to that point, the pity will give you a 50% chance of getting Venti and a 50% chance of anything else.
Yeah.
And then the second, and if you don't get Venti on the first 5-star pull, the next 5-star pull you get on that banner is guaranteed to be Venti. So theoretically, if you want to guarantee getting Venti, you have to do 18 10 pulls on the premium banner.
Right. Yeah. So that's important. It's on the premium banner. You have to do that. It's not
Yeah,
like
the
both of them.
the
And then
pities are specific for each banner. I think like it counts individually. So if
yeah.
you do 4 pulls on the standard banner and 4 pulls on the premium banner, that's where you're
Right.
at. You're not at 8 pull. You're not 1 away from pity. You're 5 away on each banner. So
Right.
if you want to work towards pity, you have to keep pulling on the same banner.
There's no reason if you have control though to not pull on the banner. You should just always pull on the banner. I don't know any other reason to not pull on that character banner as opposed to the normal one. I really don't know why you'd want to do the normal one.
If you already have Venti and you don't really want Venti, it also has a
Yeah, there it is.
50% chance on the 4-star characters of being Barbara, Fischl, or Xiangling. So if you
That's
have those
true.
characters already and you don't want dupes, you maybe don't want to pull on
Yeah, maybe you don't.
that
That's a
banner.
good
If you
thought.
want something else other than the 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 premium or the featured characters, that was the word I was looking for. It took me a minute. You might want to pull on standard as
Fair. Okay.
opposed to
Fair.
the Venti banner.
Fair. Fair. Fair.
But
Fair.
if you don't care about dupes and you just want your, Venti, Barbara, Xiangling, and Fischl dupes, just pull on the Venti
To be
banner because you got a
to
better chance.
all three of those are good dupes, by the way, to upgrade. Those are all
Yeah, no,
three
they're good.
usable
They're good
characters.
characters.
Maybe do people know of pity transfers
Uh,
between them?
the beginner banner, I'm pretty sure does not count because that was a separate banner that you can only pull on twice.
Yep.
So yeah, that doesn't count towards pity at all. I don't think. Um, if anything, it might be standard. It might be standard pity because it used acquaint fates,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's either. And no, pity does not transfer. I'm pretty sure, at least from what I've heard, pity does not transfer between banners. Once like the Venti banner ends and the new banner comes out, you lose your pity for the Venti banner.
Ooh. Oof. That's tough.
Standard banner is never going to change though. The standard banner is always going to be there. I mean, I'm sure when they add new stuff to the game, that stuff will go into the pool on the standard banner as
Mm-hmm.
well, but I don't think that one is gonna change. So, if you want your best chance of getting pity, pull on the
Standard.
standard banner all the time.
If you don't, if you just want to keep rolling the dice on the premium though, which again, like Venti is really good. It might just be worth rolling
Venti
the
is
dice on
really
that.
good.
He's
He
really
might
good.
be he might be the best character. Like he's one of the best
Yeah.
characters in the game.
In
His
fact, okay.
ult is actually insane. It's just like vacuum tornado that just pulls everything in, and yeah, it's insane.
Um, Also, the 4-star characters on that banner, again, I think it's Barbara, Fischl, and Xiangling. All
Yep.
of them are usable 4-stars, which is
Yeah, they're all
important to
good.
know.
They're
It,
all good.
like, I really can't stress this enough. They're usable, as in you could probably take them into later game. Fischl,
Yeah.
you could probably take. Barbara as a healer, if you maybe you don't have Jean or you don't want to use her for whatever reason. I don't know
Or
why you
Chi
wouldn't.
Chi. Yeah. Jean or
Um,
Chi Chi. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Barbara's usable as a healer, a very good healer. Xian Ling as a pyro, very usable if you don't have Diluc. It's a good option. So, like, it might just be worth going if the premium banner also has good 4-stars, and getting constellations up is really valuable. It
Yeah.
increases their talents. It increases those specific abilities. It's a good idea to want to upgrade those usable characters as much as possible.
Yeah. And with Barbara and Shang Ling specifically, there's two. When you get to AR 20, you get Barbara for free.
Correct.
So if you pull a Barbara on the premium banner before or after, you're gonna have at least one constellation
Yep.
for Barbara. And with Xiangling, there's also a thing for her where if you complete floor 3 of the Spiral Abyss, you'll get Xiangling as well for
Yep.
free.
And
So again, if you
that's
pull Xiangling, you'll have a dupe and
correct.
get a constellation
But
for her.
she's really very good. I mean, if you're down on your luck and you've pulled 4-stars only, if you've got those 3 4-stars, you're probably okay. At very least, you're okay. Among other things, I mean, really, like those are good 3-stars. For most people I've seen who have put out tier lists, those three are high. They're
Yeah,
high on
they're
those
good.
lists.
They're good. They're all good
Yeah.
characters. I
Um.
mean, I feel like the only characters I've seen who are like kind of bad are like MC is pretty bad.
Amber.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Amber.
Amber,
Poor
Lisa,
Amber.
Amber, Lisa, and
Oh,
Kaya.
Lisa's
None
so
of them,
bad.
none of them are good. Bennett is supposedly pretty terrible. I've
Yeah.
literally never seen anyone use him. Um, but I think everyone else after that is like pretty decent or
There's
usable.
a use
I've seen
case.
people. What?
I was just saying there's a use case for a lot of other characters.
Yeah,
There
I've
is a
seen
use
people
case.
like I have Sucrose like, and I saw a tier list that said she wasn't very good, and I don't know why because she feels pretty good to me, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Like,
Sometimes you look at those tier lists and they take into account a lot of different things. They're like, okay, what about cooldowns? How are the abilities? How do they combo with the characters? Like, what are they considered? I mean, like for example, you know, there's like actually the Electro characters besides Lisa are all really good. Fischl's good. Razor's is usable. He's good. He does good damage.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Kaching is obviously good because she's 5-star.
And there's Bido,
Beto.
Bido,
Oh,
something like that. The pirate lady.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
there's her too.
Okay. Amber has literally no like really. She's only good outside of combat. So, but outside of combat, she's pretty good. Like really, like it's nice to have a stamina reduction on certain things, and it's also nice to be able to solve puzzles really easily with Amber because her pyro is a bow and arrow. Like that is valuable, but it's just she's not valuable in combat by comparison. Um, you've got like yeah, it's just it's so like there are certain other characters too that can be used for other things that are outside of combat. You just have to figure out what they can be used for. But MC, oh, so depressing. It's just like come on, MC. If you, like, I want MC to be better. I really do want them to be better.
Yeah. Noelle, I think is fine. She's a good tank, and she does some healing as well with her shield
Yeah,
up,
her
but
shield up. Yep.
she just like she's a two-handed sword user, but she just doesn't do very much damage. Like, I guess that's my problem with her.
Her ult is just a
She's,
bigger
she's
sword, which is okay, I guess, to clear rooms. But
yeah, like again, Noelle isn't bad at all. She's perfectly good character to use, but she's no Diluc, that's for
yeah, I
sure.
mean, this is the problem. Basically, what you should do is compare 4-stars against each other, right? So like because you can't count 5-stars because 5-stars are just they're always better. They really I haven't seen a 5-star
Sure.
not be better than a 4 fundamentally better than a 4-star. It's just like that's just how it is. So if you have like some 4 stars, let's say you don't have any, maybe you have one 5 star, and you have 4 stars. Well, you kind of have to look at it this way of with Noelle. So Noelle is the I believe she's the element of the Geo. Is she a Geo elemental type?
She's Geo.
Yeah. So I think she has like okay shield mitigate. Like the shield comes up and it's kind of nice for her to use. Her
Yeah.
alt is good for clearing rooms of scrubs, but is she good against like a boss or a
No.
big world monster?
No,
No.
not at all.
So you kind of have to take that into account. Um, with other
The other
four
problem with
stars.
the other problem with Geo is that like it doesn't react. I mean, you get crystallize, which I think does a little damage, and then you get those like shield crystals or
Yeah,
whatever, but Geo just seems weak to me. I'm gonna be
Geo's very
honest.
weak
Like,
right now. I think Geo's very
Geo as
weak.
an Geo as an element seems kind of crap. And I actually heard apparently people complained about it in the beta and they actually buffed it, so it's better now, but it still feels kind of bad.
Yeah.
Like
The
it's supposed to be like the defensive, like tanky element, which I guess, but at least so far in the game, the best defense is a good offense in this game.
correct.
Like you just
No,
want
it's 100% correct.
you don't want to tank and survive. You just want to kill stuff as fast as possible.
You're
Like
100% correct. I think the best elements are Electro. I think Electro is a great element. I actually do think Pyro is great. I don't think
Pyro's
Geo's good
good.
at all. I don't even know how I
Geo's
feel
really
about yeah.
Geo's the only one that I don't think is well. Hydro, I don't think Hydro's great either.
Hydro's
It's
not that
fine.
great. It's okay. It combos well with Electro, I guess. That's one thing. It does combo, but I think Electro is like
Your
one of the better ones, if not the best.
your three main like damage elements are Pyro, Electro, and Cryo. Cryo has good reactions with Electro, especially
Okay.
Superconduct is really
Oh
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I think like you got to have a good Pyro and a good Electro. That's like your big thing, which is why Amber is not good because she just doesn't do well. Compared to like obviously Diluc, but even like Xianling. Xianling's just
Yeah, and
yeah.
Wind like Anemo is very well rounded because it can combo with anything because you just get like swirl and it just
Yeah,
buffs the damage of your current elemental reaction and stuff
right.
like that. So I think Anemo works in any comp pretty much. And yeah, Geo to me just feels weak. Like if you have other options, I don't know why you would use it. Like Ningguang or whatever her
Yeah.
name is. She's okay, but
She's a DPS mage with a really bad cooldown. Her cooldown
yeah,
for her ability is really rough. So she
the
kind of gets
wall.
bumped down. Yeah, she kind of gets bumped down a tier for a lot of people. She's like, oh, she could be a good DPS as a mage, but that wall cooldown is really bad. So,
Yeah, like
rip.
for me with Diluc, like Noelle for me is she's an expedition character for me. I just send her out on expeditions.
Yep.
Like
Some characters are good for that. Really, some characters are really good for that. That's just like certain characters have a use that isn't combat, which is kind of it's annoying because combat is a pretty big center of this game.
yeah,
Like
it's very important.
which is rough for characters like again like Amber because her thing is pretty good outside of combat, and I just like yeah, there's just certain characters I wish were better. I wish Amber's like stupid bunny rabbit thing was usable, but it's terrible. Um, putting fishes raven and then yeah, I mean like
Yep.
there's good combos you can do with that. I think they're really like pyro and electro. They combo so well with each other, and with Animo in there, it's just like such great combos. Which is why like you kind of need Electro and Pyro. I think you need at least those two. Whatever
You
else
want
you want to put
either
in there, it's fine. But
you want
those two are
either
great.
Electro and Pyro or Electro and Cryo
Yeah,
because those both react very nicely.
right.
Yeah,
I mean, which is why I think Electro is like the best element. It just like does so much work. So, uh,
yeah.
other we didn't talk much about like the story or quests or really anything else beyond like just that stuff. I have no opinion on this story. It's not because I haven't skipped cutscenes or anything. It's
You
just like,
can't.
yeah,
I
you
mean, I guess you can
can,
mash through the text
or
if
I
you
could,
really
I guess, go
to
take a
skip.
nap. I don't know, but
Yeah.
my point is, I have like sort of tried to figure out what's going on. It's just like not particularly stimulating so far.
Yeah, you haven't
The
finished
prologue,
you haven't finished. Have you finished Mondstadt part of the story?
well, yes, I finished the prologue, which is Scary Dragon, right?
Yes, you
That's
beat
basically
Storm
it.
Terror.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. Okay.
So it wasn't
Um,
particularly stimulating for me. Um,
I thought the end of it was interesting with the Fatui showing up and the stuff with like Venti was it was kind of interesting. But
yeah,
yeah,
it,
no,
it was okay.
the story, yeah, the story is it's not terrible, but I could take it or leave it. It's not super great so far. I
So,
agree.
but it's just prologue. I mean, we have to sort of wait and see. But I did like seeing the Fatui show up um with that interaction with Venti. But like it's just like, okay, we gotta stop the scary dragon. Okay, well we gotta get the liar. Right? Okay, it's just like it's just a bunch of like, okay, go get this. Okay, now we gotta go get this. Okay, we gotta go get this. Okay, there's the dragon. Okay, we got it. Good, we're done. So okay, cool. Maybe a little bit more in there would have been nice, but also some of these names are great. Shneznaya. Every time I hear Shneznaya, I keep thinking, bless you. Bless you. I keep thinking someone's sneezing. Every time they say it, I'm like, did you sneeze? Shneznaya. That's a name. That's a name
Yeah,
that
it is a name.
you can take home with you. That's a great name. Fatui. It sounds like patootie or like something like you'd spit. Fatui. I don't know what it is with some of these names, but they certainly are an interesting naming convention they've used here. I'm at where Earth Dragon falls from sky dead. Yeah, it's not great storytelling, but it's okay. It's definitely not something to write home about.
Yeah,
But these
again,
names are great. These names are great.
I agree with Russell. The story is not bad, so it doesn't actively detract from the experience. The voice acting is pretty good
The
too,
voice acting's
I
good. Yeah.
think. Um, but yeah, I don't think it adds much either. The big draw of this game is the open world, the exploring, the secrets, the multitude of treasure chests that you pick up.
Right.
Um, and yeah,
Oh,
so
one more opinion. I need an opinion on this. This is super important. Paimon,
okay.
your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean she's annoying. I don't hate her as much as I thought I would, to be honest. I okay. So I feel like her purpose is to actually talk when the MC should be talking because the MC is a silent protagonist. So like Paimon says what the MC should say. I know you do get dialogue choices sometimes, but again, I feel like sometimes Paimon is just talking in place of your MC. It's like, well, if the MC talked, Paimon wouldn't really need to be here, but okay.
Yeah, Paimon is
I mean, she's your typical JRPG mascot character, let's be honest. Like,
Paimon is hey listen, hey listen.
hey, listen.
That's it. I just like Paimon sometimes is kind of funny. Like I chuckle. Paimon
Occasionally.
also looks like a baby wearing a diaper. Every time I see Paimon, I'm like, is that a? Is he got a big diaper? Like that's a big diaper. I
I've
don't
got
know
a
what
big
it is.
brain.
This is like
I got
I
a
just.
big brain. I got a big brain theory about Paimon, by the
Okay, go
way.
ahead. Go ahead.
This is a shot in the dark, but I just think they might pull something like this. So you know that like crazy god at the beginning
Yeah,
who
sure.
like splits like takes your powers and split you apart? Yeah, what if Paimon is that god? Or that god is actually Paimon and they're just like following you around the whole time.
That would be so weird. That'd just be like so weird. Like the
What a
first
twist.
question I would have for that god is just like, why did you do
Why?
that? You could have done anything and it would have been more productive. I feel like you could have
Yeah,
sat in your room and it might have been better.
I feel like they just might
It's
pull
a
a
sleeper agent.
yeah,
Sleeper agent.
or Paimon's like an agent for that god of, or like an agent of the Fatui, or like I feel like Paimon is gonna be a bad guy in one way or another, like at some
It's just
point.
so.
Like
Paimon's gonna kill you. It's like what?
I don't think we're have to fight Paimon, but yeah, I think Paimon might be like a double agent or something like
Oh my
that.
gosh, Paimon. For me, Paimon is the worst about 60% of the time, and then the other maybe 30% of the time it's just like tolerable. I'm fine with it. And then there's like 10% where it's like, okay, yeah, Paimon has a purpose here. She's okay. But Paimon is just weird. Paimon, you're weird. You're weird. That's all I have to say about you. You're
Yeah,
weird.
when I see characters like Paimon, I'm just like, why though? Why does this character exist? Like, I don't understand. Like,
Paimon exists to frustrate me. Paimon's one of those characters like when all those JRPGs, the mascot character, they're there to just like piss me off. I think that's their goal. They think they know it too. They're like, okay, see him? Yeah, he's gonna be really upset that this is here.
somebody must like these mascot characters because I know we sure don't, and I'm pretty sure generally people here in the West or the US at least don't. I generally don't hear good things from people who talk about video games about these JRPG mascot characters. But they must be popular for some reason because they keep doing them. So somebody must like mascot characters. It ain't us though.
Dude, I think they just I guess in the East they just really like mascot characters because I don't know what it is. I don't know all these mascot characters. I don't know what it is. I have like 30% annoy me rate. I think most of the time she's fine. Really? God, she just I don't know what it is, but she just bothers me now. It's just sometimes she just bothers me. I'm like, okay, Paimon, you need to hit the showers. Just hit the showers.
She doesn't. Honestly, Paimon isn't, as I said, isn't as bad as I thought. She doesn't annoy me as much as I thought she would. As you said, occasionally she's actually kind of funny. Like
Yeah,
she'll actually
really.
say
Occasionally she's kind of funny.
something, get a chuckle out of Paimon's dialogue. And other times I'm just like, Paimon, you're talking too much. Shut up. Can we get on with this cutscene?
Can we
Please
just
shut
move
up,
on?
Paimon. Like,
Paimon, I want to move on. I can't skip this. So can I move on? Paimon, I can't skip this. Can you hurry up? Paimon, please hurry. Oh my goodness. Uh, yeah, I just trying to think of other stuff here.
so I wanted
Oh,
to
go ahead.
talk about this when we were talking about the gotcha and
Oh, go. Okay,
paying
go. Go
and
ahead. Go ahead.
stuff. But would you,
Okay,
assuming that all the gotcha stuff was removed and it was just,
sure.
would you pay $60 for this game?
If the gotcha stuff was removed and they reshifted the game where you actually just like acquired these party members by other
Yeah, if you're just
means,
like
whether it's
playing through the
story. Yeah,
story,
yeah, yeah.
playing through, like,
Yes. Assuming that the game was flushed out more than just Mondstadt and Leeway. This is the
well,
big thing,
no,
though.
here's the thing.
Oh.
It wouldn't be. This would be the game on release, and you'd get like $20 or $30 DLC every
Ooh.
couple of months for each new region or whatever the
Uh,
release is going to be.
this story is pretty.
Yeah,
If this was a $60 game, it certainly would get lower ratings. I think.
yeah,
I
that's the
think the
thing.
only reason people are like, "Oh my god, this game is so," it's because it's $0. It's like,
Yeah,
wow.
it costs you nothing to just boot it up and try it, and the game has a very good first impression. The game's pretty, it's fun, like the combat's good, the world is fun to explore. You find a lot of loot, like you upgrade your characters. The depending on the gacha can be good or bad. It's bad if your luck is terrible, but if you get a good pull pretty early on, you're like, man, this is cool. I got a good character right off the bat.
Yep.
So um, there's a lot of stuff to do early on. I mean, I'm 20, 25 hours in probably, and I'm still loving my time with it. And I'm a little bit worried about the point where I've pretty much explored everything. Not that I've gotten every chest and everything, but where I've cleared out the areas for the most part, and there may be chests here and there that I've missed that are more well hidden.
Yep.
And at that point, it's going to be, and I've cleared all the quests, the main story, the side quests that they have in the game up to this point, and then it's going to
Sure.
be like, well, what do I do now? Like, I guess I log in, I do my dailies every day, I
Yep.
spend my resin, I try and grind up my characters and get like materials and stuff to upgrade my characters, and
Yep. There's
yeah,
got to
so
be
I
replay here.
I don't know what's gonna happen at that point, but
Well, there's more higher
until
level
the
dungeons. I mean, some of those dungeons had higher level like activities, I should say. Like some of them that you do it obviously at like maybe 10, but character level 10, not adventure rank, but character rank like your character's level 10, but you can do it again where your characters are level 30 or so. That's also a
yeah, but
thing.
I think it's the same thing. They just make the enemies higher
Right, but
level,
you get different.
so
I mean, there you go. There's something. I don't know.
you get better rewards for the higher level,
Yeah, of
obviously.
course, of course. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. This game will have to get. Usually with gotcha games though, they have events, and these events happen
Yeah.
every couple weeks. It's so often. I don't know how quickly they're going to get these events out because like events and other gotcha games are. I mean, we played Tales of Cristoria, and the event is very bare bones,
Yeah.
and so
It's
I
like
don't know how bare
here's
it's going to
here's
be.
a here's a new raid boss that's like a
Exactly.
duplicate of some other raid boss, but here's a new
Exactly.
raid
It's just like
boss
okay,
and a new ban and a new banner.
how much depth is there going to be is the question. But if they're doing this like other games of this gotcha genre, they're going to have stuff happening frequently enough where you're going to want to do the event and then try and grind that event for different rewards, move on till the next event. I mean that's how it's supposed to go, but we'll see how it goes in practice given this game is a bit more expansive than those other ones.
Yeah. So rumor has it
Okay.
that the first major patch, which is being dubbed at least so far just 1.1,
Mhm.
um, is actually going to have the next region in it. Like we'll get region 3 in
Oh
the
boy.
first major patch for the game,
Oh,
which
oh boy.
people will be guessing is either going to be like you said, maybe a couple weeks after a release, or maybe it'll be like 3-4 weeks and it'll be around the end of the month.
Yeah, I think
Um,
probably end of month. But
and yeah, so there were some rumors slash like I don't know where they got this. I think it was maybe like forums or something on the Chinese site and it was translated, but there was some sort of leak where someone got a hold of what at least they claimed was like the patch notes, or at least a segment of the patch notes for
sure.
1.1. So, new story quests, new region, which would actually make sense to me for the new region. I think it'll be relatively soon. I don't know if it'll be the first patch, but within the first couple of patches, I think we'll get the next region because these two regions, Mondstadt and Leeway, have existed since the first beta, which was in February. So like we've been working with basically the same. I'm sure they've added more story
Mm-hmm.
along the way, but they had like 2 or 3 betas. So they've been basically working with the same content since February, so for over 6 months at this point.
Sure.
So I wouldn't be that surprised if we get the third region pretty soon,
Okay.
actually. So that's reason one. Two, these like leaked patch notes said that we would get the new region, like a couple new, like 3, 4 new characters, and there was actually a mention in this these patch notes of a change to the gotcha system.
Right.
Did you did you watch that video I sent?
I
I don't
did
remember.
watch the video. There
Okay.
were lots of stuff in there that were interesting, but yeah, this was a they yeah this the so the it's let me just quickly give my tempered thought on just like the update. So somebody ran the numbers and said in order to get a 5 star from a probabilities perspective, it's probably going to cost you about $200. Every $200, we predict you'll get a 5 star. Okay, so it's important to start there in the current system. Now you can continue because that's important to know.
Um, so what these leaked patch notes said is that they'd basically be cutting the gotcha price in half. The 10 pulls are gonna cost the same, but pity pity was gonna happen at 50 pulls instead of 90. Um, and B, they'd be using like this. To me, when I saw it, it sounded like you wouldn't actually pull characters out of the gotcha anymore. You just pull like a ticket out of the gotcha, and you get to pick what character you want to take from that ticket, which seems completely against the idea of a gotcha.
Correct.
So I'd find it hard to believe that they actually did this. It also said that every 10 pull you'd be guaranteed a 4-star weapon as well as a 4-star like character ticket, basically. Um, and then yeah, guaranteed 5-star every 5 10 pulls as opposed to 9.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. I think it would be cool if it happened, but I'm taking it with a grain of salt because I just don't know why they would change it. Like with, I mean, maybe people are complaining that it's too hard to max constellations on 5-star characters because it's just like, come on,
Yeah, no,
like
it is.
you'd have to spend thousands of dollars to get max constellations on 5-star
Yeah,
characters.
the current drop rate of 5-star characters is just like abysmal. It's really bad.
Yeah, it's half a percent. Or I
Contrary
think it's
to other people's luck,
yeah,
it's really bad.
yeah. I think it's 0.6. I think it's 0.6% for a 5-star character. So just over half a percent, which I feel like isn't. I feel like it's about that for other gotchas, isn't it? Like
Uh,
I'm trying to think. What
for
is it in Crestoria?
Crestoria, it is not that percent at all. It is
No,
like
I think it actually might be
very.
5. It actually
It's
might be 5%
5% in
Crestoria,
Crestoria, which is unheard of.
which is what the 4-star rate in this game is, by the way. It's like 5 or
Yeah,
6%, I think, for
Crestoria
4-star.
spoils people. Crestoria spoils everybody. 5% for SSRs is actually crazy. But in this game, it's really rough. So actually completing a constellation on a 5-star in this game, yeah, good luck. Good luck unless you're spending top dollar.
You need 6 dupes of that character in order to complete their
Yep, good luck.
constellations.
Good luck, sirs and ladies, because you are not completing that. That is not
Yeah.
happening right now.
But yeah, I mean, if they make that change, that would be incredible. That would change a lot of things. That would if you pulled a 4-star and then you just got to pick which character you want instead of getting, you know, Bennett or I don't know. Trying to think of any other bad 4-star characters. I don't think there's that many, to be honest.
Hmm.
Or especially early on when you just want to get your pool of characters up.
Right.
So like at this point, I'm pretty happy with my team. So if I pull a dupe, I'm not that unhappy because you get the constellation, the character gets
Sure.
upgraded, all that. But early on, you want different characters. You want to buff your pool of characters. So early on, you would pick the characters you want, and then after that, you would pick dupes of characters so you could upgrade them as
Correct.
far as possible.
Correct.
So yeah, I mean, if they let us pick which character we wanted, especially in 5-star, where it's like, oh, you pulled a 5-star, take your pick of the 6 5-star character. Which one do you like the best? That would be amazing.
That would be
Like,
really nice, which is why it sounds too hard to believe.
yeah, it sounds a little too good to be true to me. Like
It's too good to be true.
for a gacha game.
Yeah. There was some other interesting stuff in that patch notes, by the way. The one thing I noticed, if you validate you are over the age of 18 years old, they will remove certain things in the game. Which I was like, oh, okay, that's actually a really good idea because I could see this for some people wanting this. But yeah, if you validate your age in the game, there's like certain things that will be removed, and for the characters, which I thought was really funny just reading that.
Upskirt cam enabled.
Correct. That's 100% it. Actually, I don't know what exactly.
Apparently, people complained. I actually heard about that. People actually complained about this because it wasn't the way it is in the game right now in the beta. So when you're climbing a wall, like your character kind of gets like phased out, and you can see
Yes.
through them.
Yes.
And it wasn't that way in the beta. And apparently, people actually complained about this. Like, what the heck, MiHoYo? I can't stare at Jeem's booty when she's climbing the wall anymore.
I I think Blue mentioned this a while ago. He's like, that's actually a really great idea to have this. And I agreed. I was like, that's a good idea. Have people validate their 18 years age or older and just put it in. Why not? Why not? You're going to get more people playing. They're going to play. Now, the big issue is what happens when you're a streamer or you have like YouTube content. Then you got to put the mature rating on for everybody. But it's a good idea, actually. I think it's a great idea. That was another one. I was like, yeah, it's actually a great idea. They should do it. Who cares? Whatever.
Wait, sorry, say that again. Which other change are you talking about?
Just the 18 plus thing. That's a great idea.
18 plus.
I think that's just like a fantastic idea. I can't believe. Miho, what the heck? I could while climbing I could do this and you've removed it. How dare you? It's like, Why are you so mad about
How
this?
how dare you
How dare
censor
you?
Jean's perfect booty?
I just
How
want to see
dare you?
Gene. It's like, okay, but calm down. We'll
How
get.
dare you censor my waifu?
We got this. Oh, I can't believe it's probably more from Mona too. Like, oh, how dare you? But I,
Mona and Jean.
it's like, but Mona, but Jean, I could see her climbing. It's like, okay, first off, my friend, relax. You should not be angry about this. To be honest, the things that people get angry at sometimes amaze me, and this is one of them because there's
Jean,
so many
Jean,
responses I could give.
Jean still has some excessive fan service on her, by the way. I'm not
Oh,
going to talk about it on the cast. But if you hold down her basic ability, she like charges up a little like wind thing in her sword,
yes.
and you can zoom in on her, and there's some action. There's some action
I mean,
going on.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna say it. Yeah, there are boob physics,
some
and they're
there's some jiggling going on there.
ridiculous. What remote?
The click the nail.
Oh, they're actually in the office where I do homework. Do you, do you need them right now? Okay. Well, um, so oh yeah, we were talking about they're crazy boob physics. It's crazy. It like actually the instant I started playing the game, I saw it.
Yep.
And I was just like, okay. And it doesn't even make sense a lot of times. It's like why is it happening here? I don't get the physics here actually. Like what is going on? So I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. It's just like sometimes it's just a little bit silly. Um, shoot. So anything else you
Uh,
want to?
the one other thing in then
Oh
in
yeah.
those like leaked patch notes that I thought sounded like a cool gameplay change was that when you it said that when you hit rank 9 on the statue of the 7 in a region, it'll show you where the rest of the Oculus are basically. So when you have basically the majority of them, you don't have to walk around aimlessly looking for the last, 10 or whatever it
Sure, I
is.
see what you're saying. That's probably a good idea. That's a good idea. That's very nice. That it incentivizes you to want to upgrade and roam around and such. So I think that's a general good idea. Um,
Because I think in order to max out the statue in a particular region, you actually have to collect all of those, the Oculus. So
holy moly!
like I'm at rank 9 for Mondstadt, but I think I have maybe 5 or so out of the 15 you need for the final rank,
Oh,
which means
okay.
there's just 10 some like around in Mondstadt that I missed. And
Yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty much I go to Mondstadt occasionally for some things, but I'm pretty much done with Mondstadt right now. I mean, I think I missed about 100 chests, and somehow I don't know,
yeah.
but
There's a lot of stuff just hanging out. Like you really, I've explored certain areas multiple times and I still find some chests hanging out that I missed. Um, so it's definitely like easy to want to explore literally everywhere, and you'll want to do it multiple times just because you can spend that resin on those like I don't know what the name is for them again, but they like the
the
clouds.
li- the ley lines.
Yeah, the ley lines. There you go. I just call them the clouds. So you just go to the different clouds and you do that. And there's a reason to explore for those. So there's a lot of stuff to do. I mean I really do like that about this game, but the gotcha man, it's just sometimes it just kills me. It's like man, for people who aren't super lucky, this is going to be a game that they really are going to be frustrated at
Yep.
because there's so much positive here. Um, any other stuff
Um,
that would like worth noting? I would say.
I guess we can talk about like, so this kind of goes along with the gotcha, but there are so many resources in this game. Like for upgrading characters
Yeah.
and weapons and artifacts, and you need gold. And again, this
Mm-hmm.
just is something that goes along with gotcha games. Like if you play any gotcha game, whether it be
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom Hearts or Fate or Tales of Crystal or Genshin or, you know,
Yeah.
they're just like if you want to upgrade your characters, you got to grind
Of course.
for these
Yeah,
resources,
of course.
and you got to spend that, rechargeable currency. In this game, it's the resin, and honestly, especially when you get to the higher levels, I'm pretty sure in order if you want to have any chance whatsoever of upgrading at a reasonable pace, you're gonna have to spend primo gems to refresh
Yeah,
your resin.
which is obviously frustrating. But yeah, I haven't gotten to a point yet where there are too many resources. Obviously, Ascension for leeway characters early on is very frustrating because you have to go get leeway resources. And let's
Yep.
say you do your first pull and get a leeway character. Well, you got to go to leeway. So so that can be frustrating. So I think that's something that's like challenging for resources. Is you get a character from a region where you got to go into that region and actually like find resources to ascend. That actually
Yeah.
stopped me from ascending certain characters too. I was like, okay,
Go
I don't have this.
Ghost had that issue too. He has Chung Yun, who's the ice
Sure,
two-hander guy. He's a leeway character,
sure.
obviously by his name. And yeah, like the resources for to ascend him were like in the corner of the leeway map, and
Yeah,
he just got those
yeah.
yesterday. I
It's
was
just
like,
like,
all right,
oh my
dude.
gosh, come on. So that's
So yeah, that character
that's a doubter.
was stuck at 20 for a long time for
Yeah, it's
him.
very frustrating. Because early on I had some leeway characters and they just like it's tough. There's a lot of resources, but we knew that gotcha games have this. They have tons of resources and tons of different things you upgrade, you throw into those things. Um, oh, by the way, the cooking in this game, good job, good job. You did cooking well. Cooking is very simple. It's what it should be. You just quick and easy, and it's very. You can't have your characters eat too much food. By the way, there's like a cooldown to how much food they can eat at a time. But food, good job, really, good job on the food side of it. Game, you didn't make cooking unbearable or frustrating. Like you just get the recipe, you press two buttons, and you're done. Easy, very good, good job. That's all I want to say about cooking. Because Breath of the Wild cooking, kind of annoying, kind of annoying. Just trial and error. Really wish it was like this, just very simple, straightforward.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, once you have a healer, you don't need food that often. But
you say
yeah,
that, but then your healer gets bopped, and you're
I
gonna
mean,
need
yeah,
that
it
food.
happens.
You
Yeah,
have Gene. You're spoiled. Us old plebs over here without Gene are not spoiled. We have to deal with like getting bopped and getting destroyed once in a while, and we need that food because our current healers don't necessarily heal enough or fast enough, or they get bopped right away. We the cooking is good. You need the cooking for for especially for resin characters. Obviously, you need the eggs
yeah,
and whatever
yeah.
else.
You do need it for that. Gene cannot revive characters,
Exactly.
so
You do need eggs and things like that. I think it's like a fried egg. You just
yeah. If Gene falls off a cliff and falls to her death,
exactly. You need the cooking, and I do like. And there's also cooking for attack buffs. By the way,
yeah,
defense buffs. There's
there's
also
buffers.
buff cooking. So I do think cooking is good. You do need to use it. It's very good. Xian Ling is actually great for cooking for attack buffs. So there, you definitely like want her for buffs. Any healer would be great. Thanks. Exactly. Us
Yeah,
non-healer
I
us
I
folks without
did
the
notice
healer.
that with Barbara. If you're using Barbara and you're fighting an ice enemy, it
Yeah,
just
GG.
sucks
Yeah, GG.
because you just get frozen when you're trying to heal.
That's a GG right there. Actually, that happened to me. GG. Barbara just
That's a
freezes
rip.
herself.
That's a rip.
Feels bad.
I mean, you can I like she heals more when she has it on herself, I guess, because when she attacks, she heals. But you can drop the heal with Barbara and then swap to
Yeah,
another
you can.
character,
Yeah,
and
yeah, no, no, no. That's what I
you'll get
do.
the
That.
dot. You'll get the dot heal.
Yep. You can do that too. That's an option. You can just swap.
And her ult, like her ult doesn't do any damage, does it? It just
No, it just
heals, right?
heals. Oh, the ult is great. It's like just pop it and then your whole team heals up. It's easy. Easy clap.
I just think it's funny because Jean's ult literally does the exact same thing, except it does a ton of damage in an area and then like leaves an area that heals over time and damages enemies over
Such a
over
stupid,
time.
such like a
I'm
terrible.
like,
It's so terrible. The balance of this game is so dumb. They just like did the dumbest balancing I've ever seen in a video game. They're like, yeah, Barbara not doing a much damage, maybe her ult just heals. That's good balance. I like that. Even if the 5-star character had that, maybe a little bit extra damage. Good idea. It's like, okay, she's a healer. She shouldn't do damage. That's like Estelle doing damage in Tales of Crestoria. It would be stupid. She's already great without it. Why would
Yeah,
you
she's
make a
already
character
OP.
that does tons of damage and heals a ton? That's Papega thinking. That's Papega balance.
it's Papega balance.
It's
It is
actually
Papega balance.
stupid. Like,
It's hey, pay me money for your 5-star
it's
Jean
so
so you can be OP.
dumb. Like, just hearing about it, it's like, why would you make a character like this? Honestly, I think Kaching is actually balanced for a 5-star character. She is like fast and powerful, but it's fine. I really do think it's fine for a 5-star. I think her ult, even her ult, I don't feel like is super powerful. I think it's good, but not OP. And that's right. That's fine. Jean just sounds stupid. Jean just sounds like they're like, yeah, you know what? We're not going to balance today. Let's just make a super overpowered healer that does tons of damage, has like an AoE healing field on the ult. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I'm tired. I'm just going to go home and eat. Like, we're done with this character.
I mean,
I think they
Luke,
need to nerf some of these characters and make some buffs. I
De,
really do.
Luke doesn't heal, but Luke's damage is stupid.
Yeah, he's a
Like,
5-star. I mean, I understand he's like a 5-star heavy hitter. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
And like Kaching is really fast. She's just like tons of mobility.
Yeah.
Just like, and her damage is good, obviously. Good DPS. Like, makes sense to me. That's fine. Jean should not have DPS. Either have DPS or be a healer. Pick one. You can't be both. You can't have Estelle you can't have Estelle in Tales of Crestoria have Velvet's damage. There's a reason for that. There's a good reason for that.
Jean's fast too, by the way. She's a wind character.
That's
and
so
she's a
stupid.
one-handed sword user.
It's like the dumbest thing ever. It's just stupid.
Yeah, and her normal ability has like a 5-second cooldown. It's super spammable. The more I talk about it, I'm like, yeah, no, this character's busted.
Yeah,
like,
you have the
what is
busted
this crap?
character. Like, you have probably the most powerful character in the game. It's stupid. It's like, why would you ever need anybody but Jean? That's just like a dumb. They need to nerf that healing. Like, just nerf the healing. She can still do damage. Just nerf the healing. Like, why would you? Like, I'm not even a game designer or balance games, and I that's a terrible idea. It would take like 3 seconds of thought to come up with something better. But I mean, if you've got Jean, good job. Other plebs like me have to use Barbara, and Barbara's great. I do like Barbara, but
She's what you expect
She's
from a healer.
Barbara,
She does.
yeah.
She heals, and that's about it. You don't really
She
use
heals.
her other than to like heal.
yeah, she heals and does a little sprinkle of water damage to enable the electro. Great.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Exactly what this healer should do. The healer should not be your god.
Main DPS and healer. Jean. Well, Diluc's actually my main DPS because Diluc does more damage than Jean does.
It's
but
just dumb. It's like what a dumb
But-
balancing concept. But anyway.
just swap between the two.
Yeah, but anyway, whatever. Feels bad for everybody else. Sorry, non-Gene folks.
Just pull Jean
Just
forehead.
Pull Gene. There you go. It's an easy
Just
solution.
pull Jean forehead.
Okay, we're already at 6:45. So we probably won't be playing today. We'll play this week though for sure.
Yeah, this discussion went on longer than
Yeah.
I thought. To be honest,
We're-
I thought
Yeah, I felt like this was only going to be like an hour, but oh well, whatever. We'll play this week. We'll play like Wednesday or Thursday. We have to talk about it. Kind of depends on how things go for me. But we'll definitely be playing more. We gotta try co-op, so we're gonna try co-op this week. I think that's the goal. Is we're gonna try co-op. I'm gonna try and bump up my my AR here, just so I can be a little bit higher. I think I'm still only like 22 or 23, so I gotta bump that up a little bit. And we'll try co-op. Co-op is the goal, so that we can see how that runs. But we'll sort of let everybody know, because I know we got plenty of folks now into Genshin, that what we do it just so we can see how things run, and we can just all like have a group day. I also want to say again, now that we're sort of getting past the Genshin talk, Phasmophobia is a fantastic game. It's a great group game. I kind of want like Myriathon folks to some of us to try it. Also, that could be something we do as a group. It's super fun. Um, it's like even the games in Phasmophobia are very short. It's like less than 10 minutes for each ghost run. So I would say as a group we should consider doing it. It's very fun. Any other final thoughts, Spoon, before we sort of close things down here or run things down?
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't. Um, I think we got the usual suspects in the chat today, but I guess maybe for people later who watch on
Yep.
YouTube, or maybe there's someone in here who I don't know about. Um, yeah, if you haven't tried Genshin yet and it looks interesting to you, I would say give it a shot.
Yep.
It's a really fun game. It's free to play. You can play it on PS4 if your PC can't handle it. And yeah, hopefully, may the gotcha gods be with you, cause just get Gene forehead.
Yeah,
Uh,
if you have again, I think I said some negative about the gotcha, but this game is really fun. It is really fun to play. I think it's worth your time for sure. If you're not lucky with a gotcha, it's very frustrating, but there are good 4-star characters. My first recommendation, if you're not lucky, go check out some tier lists and see which 4-star characters are worth it. I think Fishal, she's the Electro Archer, is very good. Xian Ling, who's a Pyro Spear user, is good. And I think Barbara as a 4-star healer is good. There are good 4-star characters. Razor as a DPS Electro is good. These are good characters. You know, just if you have bad luck, you can still use pretty solid characters. And if you're someone who's gotten basically if you're Spoon, yeah, you're probably just like you're
okay,
good. You don't need to learn
I
anything.
haven't had god luck. I've had good luck, definitely good, but I haven't had god luck. I
Okay.
saw a
Okay.
YouTube video where a dude, his very first pull on the beginner banner, the very first pull on the beginner banner, 2 5 stars and 3 4 stars characters.
Yeah.
That's god luck.
That is god luck.
That is
That
the
is
god
god
luck.
luck. I agree with you. If you
Literally first pull. How? I don't understand.
I don't know. So if you have Spoon's luck, you know, you're probably having a great time. Even
Yeah.
my luck is good. Even my luck is great. I'm having a great time.
I
So,
didn't pull I didn't pull either of my 5 stars like that early, to be honest. It was like I was like pretty decent
mhm.
into the game before I got Diluc, to be honest. But still, I mean, especially like the game is really easy early on. Like you can roll with the
You can.
base
Yeah, you
characters
don't.
they give you early on. Once you get a little higher, a little further in the story, then you're gonna want to pray to the gotcha gods
You're
for
gonna
some
want
better
something. You're
characters.
probably gonna
'Cause
want. You need obviously 1 5-star, but you're probably gonna want 2. Really. There again. Some of those 4 stars I mentioned are 100% usable, but you're gonna need 2 5 stars. So I would say this game is really fun. You should try it. That's for mobile, PC, PS4. If your PC can't handle it, I would say try PS4 to be honest. If you have it, if you don't have PS4 and your computer can't handle it, I guess you're using mobile. So there you go. I
I mean,
have a sense this game is going to come out on other systems though. I don't know what it is, but I have a sense.
it's been announced for Switch already.
Yeah,
They just haven't said when it's coming on
yeah.
Switch.
My
But
sense is it's yeah for Switch for
it'll
sure.
be on Switch.
Okay, so if you're willing to be a little bit patient on that, or there'll probably be some cross play for cross save, cross save for Switch and something else. So maybe you can get started on a different system and just maybe transfer data. Hopefully, hopefully.
I don't know because like with PS4, since it uses PSN and your PlayStation account, you can't cross save
Ugh,
with PS4. So
gross.
Nintendo might be the same way because of their
Rip, dude.
online.
Feels bad. I don't know. Feels bad though. Um. Anyway, we're gonna close it off here, everybody. Just want to say thanks for the people that stopped by and said hello. We we're glad that you're hopefully enjoying the game. If you're not enjoying it, you know, obviously it's frustrating. I can understand if you're down on your luck. We'll say. And again, I'm just gonna say it one more time. Phasmophobia. It's a great game. At some point, we'll have to try that on stream. Not during the podcast, obviously, but maybe I'll set something up with the full auto people and we'll play it on stream. So, just to close up shop here, for those of you that are watching right now, thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube watching, please feel free to subscribe and throw a like if you enjoyed what you heard today. If you're having fun with Genshin, maybe also put a like there, and just help continue to support the channel on YouTube. I put these videos up a couple every week, and I want to continue to do so because if I'm being perfectly honest, these videos they take a long time to upload. I commented to Spoon earlier. It's like a full day to upload these videos. So please just show your support and continue to help us build some awareness around our podcasts and our plays events. We'll do one this week on Wednesday or Thursday, so you should stop by for that. High probability of Genshin Impact. Tales of Cristoria, I do play it once in a while still, but it's definitely on the back burner for now.
Yeah, I actually haven't booted it up for like a week
Oh
now.
boy!
Since, basically
Oh
since
boy!
Genshin
Oh
came out, I
boy!
haven't actually
Oh
booted it up.
boy! Well, I've played it a couple times. I tried to pull the Estelle banner again to try and get that Estelle and Asbel. Rip,
Oh,
feels
look.
bad. Really tried on that one. They gave a bunch of
Oh,
like free Gleamstones, so
oh yeah.
so
Also
oh,
for you
go
for
ahead.
YouTube, for YouTube peeps, if you're watching on YouTube, you know, the same. Like, comments. Well, with the comments, maybe you want to leave a comment and tell us, what your team is right now, or what 5-star characters you have pulled, or what you want to pull. Just let us know. We'll have a little chat about our Genshin experience so far. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, we'd like to hear it because I don't use a top tier team. My current team, before we end here, Kaching, main character, Amber, and Barbara. I don't use good characters.
2 of those characters are good.
Two of those characters are good. Two of them are god awful. Yeah, so like, don't be afraid to use the bad characters early on, just to have fun. Like, to be honest, the important thing is you enjoy your time.
Yeah,
At
I
some
mean,
point, if you want to continue to
my team is like scumbag top tier right now. Diluc, Jean, Fischl, and Sucrose. Yeah, like I don't think Sucrose is
he's
rated top tier,
actually no,
but
I
I
don't
think
think Sucrose is.
she's pretty good. I
Yeah,
think she's pretty good. She's yeah.
you've got Dumb Jean. I'm just gonna call her Dumb Jean because she's so busted. So, thanks everybody for watching. We're gonna end the podcast there, and hopefully we'll see you guys this week during our Genshin stream. We'll try co-op, and if you can't stop by for that, whoops, my mouse cursor went over your face. We will see you guys next Monday for podcast. I'm fairly certain the format for the podcast will go back to normal, as in like we'll have like game news and a different topic besides Genshin because we talked about Genshin for a little bit. So we'll try and find a new topic. Hopefully there'll be some different game news than just Genshin Impact, so we can get some various different titles in here. So thanks everybody.
Yeah,
And
we'll still probably talk about Genshin a
oh, we're
little bit.
going to. I
Probably
mean,
not.
we're obviously
Probably
going
not the whole
to.
time.
Yeah, we're obviously talking about it. But thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you follow our Twitters as well, and we will see you guys hopefully this week. Have a good rest of your night or day.